Good morning and welcome to day 2 of the ACES preview event. We hope that you enjoyed the first day during which we learned about the planetary health community and the nature health connection. We hope you were inspired by the first set of fellows talks and learned something new about pollination services during the happy hour last night. Today we want to turn our attention to ACES 2021 in Florida. Our agenda includes talks from researchers in 2 of the areas we intend to emphasize in 2021, along with another set of fellows presentations. We'll conclude our day with a brief look back on the formation of ACES and where the community might be heading. This morning, we would like to take a little time to hear from you. With this opportunity for an extra year to plan and this virtual gathering place, we would like to know which topics that we should emphasize in ACES 2021. So somewhat like yesterday morning, we're going to use the Menti platform to get your ideas and thoughts. What you'll see on your screen now is where to type in www.menti.com and use that code 7441511, and that will be the same for all of our questions. Our first question is, what topics would you be interested in a workshop?
Oh, sorry, this is the wrong one. We'll go back to the other one. Here we go.
So go ahead and type in what types of topics that you would like to see. Okay, we've got some responses coming in. Great, so we certainly have natural capital is one that we anticipate. I think new to at least to myself is relational values.
Natural capital is huge.
I think using an ecosystem service approach is something that we'll definitely see.
Veterinary medicine. Interesting.
That's great.
Climate change impacts. That looks good. Okie dokie. Oh, they're still coming in. Okay, great. Give 10 more seconds before we move on to the next slide. Oh, hold on. Okay, our next question this morning is, this is a rating question. We had one similar to this yesterday. How would you rate the fast-paced ACES Fellows session format we had yesterday? Would you guys be interested in seeing something like this again next year at the conference, or did you hate it? Let us know. All right. Okay, let's see. All right, so it looks like our lightning round format we did yesterday was actually well received. So thank you for your feedback. We will plan to incorporate it next year for sure. I thought it was fun. I think it will be a great session for the afternoon after you've had lunch and you're a little tired. The session will wake you right up. So the planning for the ACES 2021 conference began in 2019. And through lots of phone calls and emails with our committee members, there are a number of themes and topics that we are considering for next year's conference. The first is to continue bridging the gap from science to implementation. Specifically, we would like to highlight the ecosystem services in action. And we are thinking this could include case studies, lessons learned, and pathways to enhance the use of ecosystem services science in land and resource decision-making. Like some of the comments we heard yesterday, we would like to encourage participation from local decision makers and others that are considering or using the ecosystem services framework as part of the decision process. So this will take us to our next Venti question. How can we better highlight ecosystem services in action? So this will rank or will rate what's most important to you. So with 1, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being it's not really worth the effort and a 5 being 100% worth the effort, let us know using this polling survey what your thoughts would be on the different topics of ecosystem services in action. Yeah, that's so awesome. I love how it populates. It's just like bam, so fast. Lessons learned is like flying off the charts. That's really important. That's great. All right, that looks great. So lessons learned is the big winner. Oh, it's still coming in. Okay, no, it isn't. Now it's matched with case studies and lessons learned. Okay. Okay. And are we done with our Minty for today? Okay, well, thank you guys for playing Minty with us this morning. We're going to continue to jump into our sessions for today. So we also want to highlight cultural ecosystem services and the progress that has been made in understanding them and their social values during the conference next year. To ignite the conversation, we are pleased to have a speaker with us today on this topic, Dr. Kamal Sangha. She will provide an international perspective on cultural ecosystem services. As a senior ecological economist at Charles Darwin University, Dr. Sangha has been working with the indigenous peoples and local communities in Northern Australia and India over the last 2 decades. Her work is on linking ecosystem services from natural resources with people's well-being and influencing policy decision-making. We have organized sessions and talks on cultural ecosystem services planned for next year, and we're hoping that Dr. Sangha's presentation will provide a new lens and potential to expand this topic at the next ACES conference.
A fourth topic we want to emphasize in 2021 is the human, physical, and especially mental health benefits of ecosystem services. While fundamental to the ACES community, there's a great deal of cutting-edge research on this topic. We welcome Dr. Gregory Bratman from the University of Washington School of Environmental and Forest Science to talk about his research on mental health and ecosystem services today. Dr. Bratman's research takes place at the nexus of psychology, public health, and ecology, and is focused on investigating the ways in which the environment is associated with human well-being. He seeks to understand how nature experience impacts human well-being, specifically cognitive function, mood, and emotion regulation, with an emphasis on people living in urban environments. We hope this gets you thinking and exciting about learning more in 2021.
The Planning Committee welcomes additional feedback on 2021 themes and topics. Please do not hesitate to submit an organized session. We will be considering the organized sessions that were submitted for the conference that was supposed to be this year. But if you have a whole session, that's great, submit it again. And if you don't have a whole session that you want to organize, just submit an individual abstract. We also welcome informal feedback, so feel free to email Emily and myself with your insight and ideas. A few of additional ideas for the ACES 2021 conference includes a workshop on science communication, an open discussion on frontiers in ecosystem services research, an interactive wall on the history of ecosystem services, technology booths to test out ecosystem services tools, and lunch mentoring and networking events. More to come on all of these ideas and topics at the conference next year. So now let's begin today's event with a presentation starting our presentations with Dr. Kamal Sangha.